Hello, and this is Jade Hickey with Hbtv. Today we will be speaking with Constable Trevor Molloy with the RCMP. First of all, I'd like to thank you, Constable Molloy, for agreeing to speak with us today.
Oh, you're welcome.
And welcome to Hbtv.
Thank you.
There seems to be a lot of youth in the community that uses dirt bikes and ATVs. What has been done to let the youth know about the rules of using this dirt bike?
That's a good question, Jade. Most of the youth who are using dirt bikes in the community now will know me personally. I attended most of their houses, spoke to their parents in person, and spoke to them as well. Now, there's always people who you miss, and according to when I learn someone new, a new name who has a dirt bike and might be using it, I try and talk to the parents or to them when time permits. It's not always possible. But we figured the door-to-door approach was important because we were getting numerous complaints this past summer, a dirt bike mainly. Use. You probably noticed it as well, being around the centre. There was a lot of dirt bike use around the centre. There was a lot of dirt bike use on the roads, and it was really getting out of control. This was my second summer here. The first summer wasn't too bad. This summer it really got out of control. It all sort of came to a head when a couple dirt bikes came close to some people that were crossing the road, and I figured enough was enough. The parents needed to be educated that they were responsible. They were buying the dirt bikes for the youth. They were letting them use it, and we needed some controls. And of course, in order for us to do our job, we need help from the parents and the youth. I think it's paid off for us. The big mound of dirt down here on the arena parking lot, everybody took notice to the last month or so. The dirt bikes started to use that. I don't know if you witnessed it, yes. But once I got a complaint from someone concerned, I had someone speak to the kids there, or the youth, on my behalf. Actually, someone from the town council. And when he spoke to the youth and told them that the RCMP had a complaint and that we wished that they would move away from the area and go somewhere else, they immediately took that instruction and followed it, which shows cooperation from their part. Again, it's a little bit of give and take, but we do encourage parents to become familiar with, and I printed some stuff off. The Newfoundland government has the regulations, the acts and regulations for different legislation, and the Motorized Snow Vehicle and All-Terrain Vehicle Act and regulations. If parents are wondering, and most of the parents and the youth that I've spoken to, they were provided with copies of this, but if they're wondering what the ages are for driving snowmobiles and ATVs, dirt bikes, it's all there online. But just to quickly go over it, according to this section here of the Act, unless otherwise prescribed, a person under the age of 16 shall not drive a vehicle unless accompanied by a person who is 16 years of age or older, and if they're under 19, they have to be properly insured, and they shall not drive unless they have operate on a highway unless they have a driver's license. Again, it's kind of confusing. There's a lot of stuff there, and you sort of had to pick through it. But it's illegal to operate on a highway. You have to wear your helmet. The youth have to be safe, and they have to stay off the road. They can't use the road as if it's a trail. We understand there's going to be times where they may use a small section of road to get from one trail to another. We ask that they either operate at a very low rate of speed or not at all. The law says they're not permitted to. Again, it's a little bit of give and take. The age of operators in the regulations for the Motorized Snow Vehicle and All-Terrain Vehicle Act, it says that a person shall not operate a dirt bike, and I'll focus on dirt bikes here because that's mainly our problem. It says a person under the age of 16 shall not operate a dirt bike in the province. The only exception is somebody who is 14 or 15 can operate a dirt bike if it has an engine 90 cc's or less. That's a fairly small bike. And then it also says that if someone 14 or 15 is operating a bike at 90 cc's or less, they had to be supervised directly by an adult. That means visual, see them, and be able to talk to them. And you know as well as I do, sometimes that doesn't happen, right? But again, right now, the use of dirt bikes in the province, or here in town, seems to have died down a bit. The youth are cooperating with our requests, so, you know.
Right. That's good. Also, another big problem is the issue of underage drinking.
Right.
Is this a problem here in this community, and what actions are being taken to stop this from happening in the future?
Well, Jay, to be honest with you, it's a major problem. But of course, there's only 3 police officers here in Harbour Breton area, and we're responsible for, and I always get this wrong, it's 13 or 14 communities. We have 325 kilometers of roads to police, plus 3 communities that we can only get to by boat, and we don't have a boat.
Yeah.
Right? So we rely on the provincial ferries and DFO. Sometimes citizens use their boats. So it's difficult for us to do everything. If we, I guess the easiest way we could combat the underage drinking in town ourselves, the police, is if everyone we caught, if we charged, sent to court for to be fined. But that's difficult for us because it's such a large problem. There's so many youth that are drinking. We really rely upon parents and guardians to help us. And right now, unfortunately, in Harbour Breton, some of the parents are actually condoning the underage drinking by allowing it to happen in their houses, or allowing their youth to knowingly drink. Some parents we've heard and believe it to be true are actually purchasing liquor for their children. Now I understand, parents listening to this will say, well, they're going to do it anyway, so I'd rather them do it and have some controls on it. Well, they just need to be aware that they're not. I mean, the legal drinking age is 19. If someone is caught purchasing liquor for minors, it's a serious offence. If there's an incident, for example, if someone decides to have a party and let their 17, 18-year-olds have a party with a bunch of friends there, if someone gets sick or a fight happens and someone gets hurt, and if it comes out in the course of investigation by police, if it comes to our knowledge and we can prove that the parents were aware of the underage drinking or actually condoned it, or worse, when helped buy the liquor or beer, they could be charged. And in the past, my experience is the courts come down heavily on people who help youth drink or get access to alcohol. It's a serious problem, but again, we ask the youth need to understand that it's serious. We don't condone it. That's why they hide when they drink their beer and stuff like that. It's an ongoing battle. Again, we ask parents to understand that we have a job to do. They should understand that it's a serious problem. It can lead to more serious drinking issues. Earlier you start, sometimes some youth will just experiment, but some youth take that and they never stop. They keep drinking and it becomes a problem with alcohol. So.
That's good. What can you tell us about the use of drugs in this community, and what are some programs currently being implemented, or how can parents education themselves on this matter? There's a number of issues there. There is drug use in our policing area. There's drug use in Harbour Breton. Most people are aware of it. We really rely upon the people in the community to provide information to us, to provide tips about who is selling drugs, how are they selling it, where are they hiding it to, how are they getting it, their hands on it, like is it coming through the mail or through car or through boat, and not everybody wants to call up the police and tell on their neighbor or their friend or the person who they see every day. Well, I understand that. Some people want to remain anonymous and they're sort of fearful that their name could be told. Well, there's programs such as Crime Stoppers. Crime Stoppers, Jade, is a great organization. It's worldwide, but it guarantees that if someone wants to provide information, their identity will be protected. They can remain anonymous. Okay, and if we didn't we would never get any information. Crime Stoppers can be reached right now. Crime Stoppers, they're online, NL Crime Stoppers .ca, I do believe. If someone can Google that or Yahoo it. Crime Stoppers for Newfoundland Labrador right now. They also have Twitter and a Facebook account, and then there's the old-fashioned telephone. You can call 1-800 Crime Stoppers. Forget the exact telephone number. But again, there's ways for people to provide us information about the drug activity in Harbour Breton or elsewhere, and that information, then we can take that, and of course we do certain things with it that
I guess we can't get into right now.
Yeah.
As for parents, there's all kinds of educational tools online. We've had programs here. We've had a police officer from Gander Detachment who has a lot of knowledge about drug use for youth and how what signs parents can look for and stuff. That lady has come down several times to Batesbeer and the Harbour Breton area. She's done, I think last year, I don't know if you might have attended, I know some of the youth attended a session she had here last year. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think it's Corporal Ann Noel. Oh. Yeah, and she's still heavily involved, and she's available. So if there's any parents that want to are concerned and they think they need some information, get in contact with us, and I can get some information to them. As well, there's the DARE program. We have a DARE trained officer now, and Corporal Joe Lawler. I'm not sure if he's going to be doing a program here in the Harbour Breton area, but I know that he's been asked to do one at one of our other schools. Of course, we have 7 schools we're responsible, but we sort of have to, right?
Also, there is a zero tolerance now for drinking and driving. Does this seem to be a problem in the community?
Yes and no. We're aware that there's still a certain core group of people who insist on drinking and driving. We haven't caught a large number of people drinking and driving. I think the message is getting out there. I think they know that there's no breaks. Just because I might stop someone who I might know well because I'm living here in the community, don't mean I'm going to give them a break. If you're drinking and driving, then and you get caught, you will be sent to court, and the courts come down hard on that. And not just drinking and driving. There's also the doing drugs and driving. Anybody who's caught now, and we believe that they're doing drugs, even if it's, no matter what it is, if it's cocaine, marijuana, or some type of pills, if we feel you're intoxicated in some way, shape, or form by drugs, you can be charged with driving while intoxicated by drugs or alcohol. Yeah. Very serious. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. We are all aware that speeding fines have now doubled in all school zones. Has this been a problem in our community, and what can you tell us about it?
I printed off what the Newfoundland government had sent out in a news release, and I had reviewed it. I spoke to someone about this recently. For Harbour Breton, we don't get a lot of speeding complaints. A lot of our complaints we hear about is when we're off duty or not working or out of town, and someone will tell us, that such and such a person was driving fast or driving mad. And of course, it's difficult to prove then how fast they were driving or how mad they're driving. And again, because it's a small town, people then don't really want to provide a statement and go to court. But the speeding in the school zones, while I haven't personally have received a call or a complaint about speeding in the school zone, if we do get one, it will be treated seriously. King Academy, as you know, has the four-way stop down there now, so that I think effectively that will stop this. Any speeding that was going on there, I think that will effectively sort of stop it in that area. St. Joseph's Academy here in town is different, but again, the road is narrow there. Traffic there seems to be sticking to the speed limit fairly good. But again, the speed limit there has been reduced, and I don't know if people are aware of that. But that is in effect 24/7, 7 days a week. Even if there's no school tomorrow and Friday, there's no school. Technically, those speed zones are still in effect. So people need to watch. There are people going back and forth to the school. There could be kids going back and forth now for Girl Guides or Brownies Sparks, music classes, daycare is there, and they're coming. So no matter what, people have to be cognizant of that. Be aware. Be vigilant. Slow down a little bit. If you slow down 10 or 20 kilometers through that area, it's only like 500 or 600 from your past there again. So.
Is there anything else you would like to add?
No. The youth in Harbour Breton. Someone asked me, did we have a youth problem? And my answer was no. We don't have a youth problem. A lot of that is credited to the Community Youth Network. Plus, it's a small town, and you know, I pretty much know everyone in town now. So it's hard to get away with anything. Even if I'm not there, I still hear about it. I've earned people's trust enough that I'll still hear about it. And if I hear about something, even if it's not a complaint to the police, I may, if I see that person and without embarrassing them, I may bring it up to them and ask them about it, because I want them to be aware that I know what's happening. And if it's something that's not a, you know, that's could be considered a criminal action or could be on the fence, they need to be aware that they have to be careful of what they're doing. And I say that mainly towards the youth. If I hear that the youth are doing something, again, in regards to the drinking issue, the town has made us aware that some youth this past summer, and I don't know if it'll continue now, but they were using the building out here where the campground is, the RV park. That's correct, yeah, the RV park. I don't know how many people, but some people were using the RV park. They were entering in the washrooms, and then they were leaving a mess of broken bottles or cans and stuff like that. Aside from the fact that underage drinking is illegal, they've now gone from committing a provincial offence of drinking underage, if that's what they're doing. Now they've committed a criminal offence, which is mischief, interfering with the peaceful enjoyment of property, leaving the garbage and having someone else clean it up, plus the loitering and the trespassing at night. Again, one other thing about the RV park, we had one complaint this summer. Of course, you see all the road construction happening here in town. There were some road crews who had their trailers out there, and at one point this summer, one of my co-workers had a complaint that several youth threw rocks at one of the trailers and then took off. You know, like, I can understand trying to have a good time and stuff, but when you're going to destroy other people's property or potentially destroy it, plus you're going to, you know, this is personal property that people own, and they're sleeping, and they're woken up in the night by people throwing rocks. We were a little upset to hear that. It hasn't happened again, and I have no idea who it is. But again, if anybody has any information, feel free to pass it on. Right?
All right. Again, I'd like to thank you for taking the time out of your busy day and talking to us today.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
This is Jade Icky. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
he did the mash.
He did the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
He did the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
He did the mash.
He did the monster mash. From my love Notori in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast. The ghouls all came from their humble abodes to catch a jolt from my electrode.
They did the mash.
They did the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
They did the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
They did the mash.
He did the monster mash. The zombies were having fun.
And a shoot.
The party had just begun.
And a shoot.
The guests included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. The scene was rocking, oh, we're digging the sound.
The Harbour Breton Community Youth Network is proud to announce the launch of Camp Connect. Camp Connect is a new program offered at the Community Youth Network for youth in grades 4, 5, and 6. Camp Connect is designed to provide a place where youth in grades 4, 5, and 6 can connect with each other on a weekly basis, create a supportive environment that enhances social connections, fills the need for alternative activities, and provides a setting where healthy choices are easier to make. Camp Connect will be held every Saturday from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. at the CYN. Each Camp Connect member will be given a monthly agenda outlining the next month's planned activities and healthy snacks. Here are some of our planned activities for the coming months. Crafts, which include Halloween, Christmas, Easter, Mother and Father's Day themes. Cooking classes, such as cookie baking, smoothies, chocolate fountain. Pool and table tennis tournaments. Bingo. Xbox, Wii, PlayStation 3 games. Karaoke and open mic. Ball hockey. Beach volleyball. Computer time. Scrapbooking. Basketball. Obstacle course. Skating at the arena. Snow sculpturing. Painting, and lots of fun and good memories. Camp Connect is designed to reach out to youth who are not yet able to avail of the center's programs and services as a result of their age limitation. The goal of Camp Connect is to help foster new friendships and create a sense of belonging that will ease the transition to becoming regular members of the CYN.
Small Business Week is October 17th to 23rd, 2010. Small and medium-sized businesses are the engine of the Canadian economy. They make up 97.5% of all companies and employ the lion's share of workers. To celebrate the contributions and achievements of entrepreneurs, the Business Development Bank of Canada has organized Small Business Week in the third week of October for over 30 years. During the week, business people come together at events such as conferences, luncheons, and trade fairs to learn, network, and socialize in the company of their peers. Last year, hundreds of activities were organized across Canada, attracting more than 10,000 business people. With the support of sponsors from the private and public sectors, BDC branches play an active role in planning and publicizing activities in their areas. Small Business Week has become a must-attend event for Canadian entrepreneurs. The story goes back to 1979 when BDC branches in the Lower Fraser Valley in British Columbia pooled their resources to organize small business management sessions during 1 week, which became Small Business Week. BDC branches in British Columbia repeated this successful experiment the following year, tripling the number of sessions presented to local businesses. In 1981, Small Business Week was officially launched nationwide by BDC. The theme for this year's Small Business Week, Power Up Your Business, Invest, Innovate, Grow. The economy is recovering, and that means entrepreneurs should be gearing up to seize new opportunities. They need to hone their competitive edge with dynamic plans and a renewed commitment to meeting the needs of a rapidly changing marketplace. The theme of Small Business Week 2010 reflects the opportunities and challenges facing entrepreneurs as the economy builds steam. It's a chance for a fresh start with bright ideas, charged up operations, and a re-energized team eager to break into new markets here and abroad. At this year's Small Business Week, it's all about entrepreneurs going for it. Listed are just a few of the small businesses in our community, and we salute them all. This has been brought to you by Harbour Yes with the Community Youth Network.
I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
He did the mash,
he did the monster mash.
the monster mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
He did the mash,
It caught on in a flash.
he did the mash.
He did the monster mash. From my love Notori in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast. The ghouls all came from their humble abodes to catch a jolt from my electrode.
They did the mash,
They did the monster
the
mash.
monster mash.
It was a graveyard
They
smash.
did the mash,
It caught on in a flash.
they did the mash.
He did the monster mash. The zombies were having fun.
And a shoot,
The party had just begun.
and a shoot,
The guests included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. The scene was rocking, oh, we're digging the sounds. He got on chains backed by his baying hounds. The coffin bangers were about to arrive with their vocal group, the Crypt Kicker Five.
Play the mash,
They played the monster
the
mash,
monster mash.
and it was a graveyard
They
smash.
play the mash,
It's caught on in a
they
flash.
play the mash.
They played the monster mash. Out from his coffin Drax's voice did ring. Seems he was troubled by just one thing. Opened the lid and shook his fist and said, "Whatever happened to my Transylvania twist?"
It's now the mash,
It's now the monster mash.
the monster mash.
It's now a graveyard
It's
smash.
now the mash,
It's caught on in a flash.
it's now the mash.
It's now the monster mash. Now everything's cool, Drax a part of the band. And my monster mash is the hit of the land. For you, the living, this mash was meant to. When you get to my door, tell them Boris sent
Then
you.
you can mash,
Then you can monster
the
mash
monster mash.
and do my graveyard
Then
smash.
you can mash,
You'll catch on with a
then
flash.
you can mash.
Then you can monster mash. Mash fool! Easy, Igor, you impetuous young boy. Mash good!
Monster mash, monster mash.
Mash good! I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my
He
surprise,
did the mash,
he did the monster mash.
the monster mash.
It was a graveyard
He
smash.
did the mash,
It caught on in a flash.
he did the mash.
He did the monster mash. From my love Notori in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast. The ghouls all came from their humble abodes to catch a jolt from my electrode.
They did the mash,
They did the monster
the
mash.
monster mash.
It was a graveyard
They
smash.
did the mash,
It caught on in a flash.
they did the mash.
He did the monster mash. The zombies were having fun.
And a shoot,
The party had just begun.
and a shoot,
The guests included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. The scene was rocking, oh, we're digging the sounds. He got on chains, backed by his baying hounds. The coffin bangers were about to arrive with their vocal group, the Crypt Kicker Five.
They played the mash,
They played the Monster Mash,
the monster mash.
and it was a graveyard
They
smash.
played the mash,
It's caught on in a flash.
they played the mash.